Whenever you're ready.
Turn it up. Kick it in. Ron and Brian, where the weirdness begins. Yeah. Hot takes dropping like a brick through glass. Deep cuts, dark jokes, nothing sacred on the broadcast. Coat in the comments, chanting every line. You're tuned to the truth that you'll never find online. Come on. It's the cult of Ron and Brian. If you're in, you ain't ever going quiet. Twist that dial, let the whole world hear it. Two sharp minds and the bad influence spirit. Hey, cult of Ron and Brian. Welcome to the ride, you're inside it now.
And good evening, everybody. It is a special Monday night edition of the Cult of Ron and Brian. We are here with episode 414. And as always, I am joined by a man who is to the podcast what Taylor Farms lettuce is to your gastrointestinal system, Brian. Brian, how the hell are you tonight, my friend?
I'm doing great. It is Monday, is a special Monday night edition of the Cult of Ron and Brian. Ron, right off the bat, I just want to show my appreciation to you for rescheduling the show. I know you are listen. You run a tight ship. You are a champion
for details. Yep.
You have committed every Sunday night from now into perpetuity, so that you're available to do the show. I know there have been times in the past we've had to reschedule concerts, vacations, Habitat for Humanity, where I've said, listen, I'm not available to do the show.
Sure.
Can we reschedule? This weekend, I hit you up. It was a last minute on Sunday. I just said, listen, I'm not going to be able to do it. And you only yelled at me a small amount. And I just want to say I appreciate it.
I think I'm just numb at this point. I'm numb to your shenanigans.
Well,
that's true.
I think
there is no belt behind me. I'm in a remote location this week.
Do you want to say where you are? You have flown out to Barcelona, Spain, to celebrate Barcelona. You will be. We all know you're a huge fan of Spain's national team.
España.
As soon as that goal went in extra time yesterday during the World Cup finale, you purchased a ticket. I know your wife wanted to go, and you said, "Listen, there's only a first class seat for one. I can't get you on the plane." And so you're there. You will be reporting live throughout the week. I believe they have announced that the victory parade is going to be on Wednesday. So you'll be staying there. Obviously, you'll need a couple more days. Other than that, just congratulations.
Yes, I will agree. Your audio does sound a little bit different. Is it on your actual microphone or is it your computer mic?
I don't know, but we're going to go find out.
All right. Well, while we are waiting for Brian to find out, let's play the intro for the usual fun little segment we call Drink of the Week.
Drink of the Week.
Oh, that's the wrong one. I should be up in videos, not in audio. Let's try this again, folks.
Well, welcome aboard. Don't spill your brew. We've got one cup and maybe two. A mystery pour in a paper sleeve. The kind that makes the wise men grieve. Hey, drink of the week. Drink of the week. Raise it up. Let the anchors creak. Drink of the week. Drink of the week. Bottoms up for the Cult of Ron and Brian podcast.
All right, Brian, you are back. Let's hear that great audio from you.
Testing. Ron is a bitch.
Oh, sibilance.
Testing. Ron's nuts have shriveled.
Brian.
Ron's nuts. Yes.
What are you drinking this week for episode 414?
This week I went into the mystery box. The last couple of weeks we've been doing, highlighting the beers from the collaboration between Junior's Restaurant and Other Half Brewing. We decided to take a little break from that. Went dealer's choice, Personally, I always enjoy those. This week, I am bringing to you, let me hold that up to the screen, a Hanalei Island IPA from our good
Ooh,
friends over at Kona Brewing in Hawaii. So this is a refreshing session style fruit IPA. It's inspired by the Hawaiian Pog. Now I know, Ron, where you come from. Pog is an anagram that says that stands for fat ass white girls. This is a
okay.
different Pog. This is POG, which is passion
Got it.
fruit, orange, and guava juice. It
Ooh,
features a smooth blend
sounds
of tropical flavors, Azaka and Galaxy hops, coming in at 4.5 ABV with a 40 IBU. Matt, if you could throw in the notes here what IBU stands for. Beer Advocate gives this a score of 81, which is good, but I am going to take a sip and give you my grade. This is Hawaii Hana something. Hanalei.
like a high Mecca Heine ho.
Yeah, there you go. Let me take a sip.
Have a sip. Mystery box was the nickname of your girlfriend in college, if I remember. The mystery being
Only
there
when-
was an actual penis there.
Oh.
How
Yeah,
is
this
that
is
beer?
just-
Sorry.
It's got a lot of like fruit flavor, but there's absolutely
Okay.
no sweetness, which I was kind of hoping for. This is just bitter. It is a bitter, bitter fucking beer. I don't know how you people drink IPAs.
I think that's probably the mistake. Like it probably would be better as like an ale or a lager with that flavor
Yes.
profile.
Or maybe a sour. Oh, this is I can't do it. I don't know how you people drink this shit. Nasty, nasty stuff. Ron, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
You're in Barcelona.
Barcelona.
What beer are you bringing to the table?
So Brian, sometimes you've got to suffer for your art, and I think this is one of those weeks. We've been on the collab train recently, so
Sure.
I thought it only right to do a collaboration from hell between Pabst Blue Ribbon and Grillo's Pickles.
No. So this is like a
says-
pickleback beer.
So if you like pickles, you're going to get it. If you don't, this might change your mind. The profile is bright, briny, and unapologetically dill forward. It is an American light lager with an ABV of 4.7%. What is even more frightening, Brian, would you like to guess what a six-pack of this beer cost me?
I'm going to say $9.99.
$6.75.
Oh my God! But you're in Barcelona, so obviously
Yeah.
you're paying in pesos and dollars. $6? Oh,
So-
okay. Well, first up, let's take our time on this. Take a deep. What are you smelling?
I can't even explain the smell.
Walk me through this. Because
It smells like neither a beer nor a pickle.
all right,
just-
let's go. Let's do it.
I'm going to
You
be
gotta
so
have to.
unhappy
But
with
keep in
myself.
mind also the Ron and Brian promise, which is once a drink has been opened, it must be finished before the episode ends.
Gotta finish it. All right, let's take a sip here.
The man is taking a sip. Oh,
Oh,
ooh.
no, it's not good.
Yes,
It's
yes.
so not good. Hold
No,
on, let me
you
make sure it's
suffering.
as bad. Let's make sure
You
it's as
s-
bad as I think it is.
Your suffering brings me happiness and joy. I mean, that is just what we need. Walk me through this. Now you've had two sips. I wouldn't say either was a gulp; it was a sip. Walk me through. What's this? What are you experiencing?
It literally is if someone took PBR and poured pickle juice into it.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Exactly. So if that is what you are looking for, this nails it. There is the taste is one thing, but there is a briny, picklish aftertaste, which does not. Excuse me a sec.
Uh-oh. He's going to put it down. He's taking a sip of water. He's got to cleanse the palate. Yeah, Janelle's got a good point. What kind of pickle? Is it a half
I mean,
sour? Are we talking a full
It's
sour?
definitely a dill. It's definitely a
Okay.
dill pickle. That is wow. I got 5 more of these. I will not be drinking them. We'll
You
we'll
know what
we'll
to
wait to
do?
see who wants them. What's that?
Can I make a suggestion? Invite Dave
Of
Hill
course.
out to perform in your backyard, and then put the other 5 beers into a refrigerator that you can hand out free to the attendees.
All right, makes sense. Ooh, well, I unfortunately will have to finish this beer during the show, but it is what it is. Let's keep things going, though. It's time for Beef of the Week.
Ron and Brian's Beef of the Week.
Brian, what's bothering you this week?
Okay, this is dual. This is a dual. Two things were bothering me, and it was the poor air quality in the Northeast. Starting, I want to say it was like maybe Wednesday night, ran all the way through the weekend. It seems fine now. I don't think anything's going on, but the air quality. So it happened a couple years ago where there were some wildfires up in Canada, up to our neighbor to the north. And
Sure.
due to the jet stream, it pulled it down. The polar vortex came down, brought all this smoky air, and just affected the air quality in the Northeast. It happened again this past week. The number, and here's my second complaint. It's not just the air quality. It's the fact that everybody, all they wanted to do was complain about the air quality. It was just like, yeah, I would show up at work and people are like, oh my God, it was so terrible outside. Like I could hardly breathe. Now these are people that have, like, I understand if you got some kind of lung issue or you're predisposed to asthma and whatnot, you should stay home. Like the air quality is pretty bad. But if you have healthy lungs, fucking put up with it. Like, it's not so terrible. You can't leave your house. The number of people complaining, social media. Oh, I went outside. I was taking Ollie to the school bus, and he started coughing with a bandana wrapped around his face, and I had to breathe. I don't care. Like, it was just like we were all like once again, a collective experience. We were all having the same air quality. Why does your fucking complaint need to be thrust into my face? I didn't need it. I went outside every day. I've got a 15, 20-minute walk from the train station to my office. I breathed the air. It was fine. It was just like, suddenly, it was like everybody's topic du jour for last weekend. And it was just pissed me off.
So you're doing the same thing now that you were upset about people before, is complaining about the weather, about the air
Sure,
quality.
I fucking hate that shit.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Ron,
Yes, sir. Yes, my friend.
what's bothering you?
Besides this pickle beer to my side, so I have I guess it's a dual beef of the week this week, Brian, with Major League Baseball and Netflix.
Ooh.
First off, we had the All-Star game this past week, Home Run Derby on Monday night, only on Netflix. So just right off the bat, you're limiting the number of people that can, view it. It should be, I mean, tell me if you think differently. I feel like that should be on like regular TV, the All-Star game, Home Run Derby, just so the fans can see it.
Hasn't the All-Star game been on ESPN for the last few years? Like, I don't think it's getting
so.
like ABC treatment. I don't think it's been getting ABC treatment, but it's definitely something that people should, not have to, shell $14.99 for. Especially, and I just say the All-Star game in baseball is probably the most competitive of the All-Star games of the major sports. Basketball's a joke. Football, they play at the end of the season. Nobody cares. Hockey, I think they've bastardized it to the point where it's the Americans playing the Russians and other nonsense, or they play like best 2 of 3 in one day. Baseball's still a competitive sport,
Right.
so I would think you'd want to highlight the great baseball nature of it.
You would think so. So Major League Baseball, that's the first part. Netflix, they spend all this money to get these live events, and they're horrible at putting on live sporting events. The commentators they get are not interesting, and no one seems to know how to run a soundboard at Netflix, because
Right.
literally they'll be talking to people, and the background music will start to drown them out. So like someone will be talking like, and we got Nick Schwarber here tonight, and he's gonna and like the person's mic like kicks out, and then it's just
Right.
all background music. And then this year they had, as they were introducing the players, they had Will Ferrell, Luke Wilson, and some random third guy, just because they've got a new show coming on Netflix.
Sure.
But again, they're trying to make jokes while people are being introduced. Half the time you can't hear what they're saying, but the other half, it's just not funny. Like if it
Correct.
if it was improv, it wasn't good, and if it was written, even worse. That
Even
somebody
worse.
wrote it down and thought these would be good jokes. So I mean, listen, the Derby itself, fantastic, exciting, one of the best ones in years, I would say.
But let's be honest. The thing that made this, like, and home run derbies normally are just completely inconsequential and not entertaining. You may, like, because I have this like gambling problem, I'm going to bet on somebody to win, and I'm going to follow it and whatnot. But let's be brutally like, there's no, like, let's not dance around the issue. What made this year's home run derby so entertaining was the Philadelphia crowd.
Yeah.
That's
Philly,
like, they was a
Philly
game
represented.
changer.
They booed every non-Philly player when they were introduced. And
Yep.
any rival they booed. They booed Atlanta hard. They booed Boston hard. I think the Yankees probably got the biggest boos of the night.
Sure.
Both for the Derby and the All-Star game. Because again, still bitter over 2009.
Right.
But then watching the Derby, as they would, as a non-Philly hitter would hit a fly ball instead of a home run, they would cheer it as they would see it not going far. A 7-year-old in the outfield missed catching a ball. They booed the 7-year-old.
So amazing. Because that kid, and don't get me wrong, that was a catchable ball. However, he ran the wrong angle. He started, like, he was running left to right, and instead of running like diagonally to the back, because the ball was hit deeper than he misread it, and he started running in, and the ball just sailed right over his head. And then out of nowhere, it just got so loud, and like you realize the genius of it, that the Philly crowd is booing some little kid. Oh,
And I didn't see this video until a couple days after the Derby. So the guy from the Cardinals ends up winning. I forget his name offhand. The home run he hit to win and beat Schwarber by 1 home run. The guy who caught it in the stands chucked it back onto the field.
Yes, he was bullied. The crowd around him bullied him into having to throw that last home run ball out. And also, that guy had to hit like 4 in a row to win. Like, he was behind significantly, and he had to hit like 4 in a row, and he hit the 4 in a row. And the thing is, and the other thing that I feel makes it like a truly Philadelphia experience was that the Kyle Schwarber, who is the Phillies home run guy,
Right.
it was almost like it was destined by God that he win this thing. Like, he got off to a slow start because we bet him over 10.5 in the first round, and he hit 10, just really screwing us, but that's neither here nor there. But then he got hot in the second and third round. But like, it was just almost like this is the feel-good story of the night, is that he's going to win this in front of a home crowd. The crowd's going crazy. Major League Baseball's like, Schwarber, do this. It's going to be great for ratings. Everyone's going to walk away happy. And this guy gets up there. And that is, like we said, it's a tough crowd. They are booing every time he hits a home run. And every time he hits a fly ball, it's as if the Pope just came out. Like the Phillies fans have got it. And it increased as they got deeper into the round. And just to be able to pull off 4 consecutive home runs to win this thing, really impressive. Give the guy credit. So much credit that neither of us know his name.
I think the players enjoyed getting booed. I think they got
Yeah.
into the spirit of it. Like Ben Rice said afterwards, he said, they don't boo nobodies, and that's true. You
That's a
got to
good
be a
line.
good player
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
Philly to boo you, or you have
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
a Philadelphia player that's not playing well, and then you're going to get
Right. Or a podcast champion. I heard Philly is very brutal to podcast champions.
tough. It's very tough. Next up are our stories of the week. These are the stories that we grab. We make sure that we want to get out in front of the people. So, Brian, what is your story of the week this week?
Ron, you tapped into it earlier on the show. My story of the week takes us to the land of TikTok, Instagram, social media as a whole. The story this week was the explosive diarrhea that has spread through, basically gone across the country. Multiple people have been sick. I do not believe we've had any deaths related to this. However, the CDC or the FDA have
CDC.
basically they have identified the outbreak as a cyclospora, which is the organism that is causing watery explosive diarrhea, cramping, bloating, nausea, and fatigue that can last a month if not treated. So far, there have been, as of earlier this week, over 7,000 confirmed and probable cases across 34 states since May. Now, I'm not going to put my tinfoil hat on and say that because of the current administration's complete disregard for public safety and welfare and the dismantling of government agencies and regulations to protect Americans, I'm not going to say that has anything to do with what's going on now, but there is a foodborne illness that is being spread. But I'm going to tell you what made me so proud and what made it my story of the week. Our kids, creators going on TikTok because they're looking to lose those 10, 15 pounds that they just can't seem to shake. And what are they doing? They're going online and they're eating lettuce. They're not washing their lettuce. They're not washing their vegetables. They are just eating vegetables, lettuce, as much as they can because they're hoping that they get sick so they lose weight. We live in a society, Ron, where nobody takes anything seriously anymore. Our lives don't mean anything. We're no longer trying to protect ourselves. You have 7,000 people sick across this country, and the internet's reaction is, "Hey, how can I get that? Because I need to lose some weight for the summer."
How can I get that bikini body for the remainder of the summer?
Oh, so proud! I'm so proud to be an American right now. So go for it, people. We have your back.
On a side note, the FDA came out today and said that because Taylor Farms, the lettuce was allegedly tracked back to them.
Sure.
FDA came out today and said that was a false positive for that Taylor Farm. Does anyone actually believe the FDA?
I don't know how you can. How can you believe the FDA? I already saw
that the CEO of Taylor Farms has made significant contributions to various political campaigns, not just Democrats, not just Republicans, but Democrats as well, and has lobbied hard for lifted restrictions.
Yeah.
So for the government to be like, oh no, that was a false positive.
Yeah, nobody's going to believe it. And at the end of the day, I don't even know if anybody would believe it if the FDA said that it was specifically Taylor Farms. I do know that Taylor Swift, unrelated. She is unrelated to this. There's nobody getting explosive diarrhea from listening to Taylor Swift albums. That was a nasty.
I don't think we can say that 100% for sure.
Can't say anything 100%, but I can say that if that were the case, your wife would have had it by now.
You would, yes, true, very true.
Of course. Ron?
Yes.
What's your story of the week?
So my story this week, Brian, is about a Columbus police officer who managed to shoot a fellow police officer while aiming for a dog. Columbus police were called to the 2600 block of Divot Place just before 6 p.m. on July 14th for a domestic dispute. A 911 caller said her daughter was chasing her around the apartment and trying to assault her after finding out the daughter had snuck a guy into the house. Officers show up and body cam shows them approaching two women sitting on the porch. Someone opens the door and out charges a Rottweiler, the same dog that reportedly charged officers once before back in 2023. One of the responding officers, identified as 2-year veteran Zachary Moistner, that's an unfortunate last name, draws and fires at the dog. Instead, he hits his partner. And I believe we've got a little video here. This is after police have walked up and is trying to figure out why they've been called. And you will see the dog come out and they fire on the dog.
That dog, you let that dog got something. You good? You good? You good?
So yeah, so that's the footage there. Yeah, so you can hear all the footage going, you good, as his partner drops to the ground. 5 seconds later, Moistner fires again at the dog as it runs past two people sitting in the chairs. Misses everybody, dog included that time. But you saw that at the end of the video. Like, he literally was pointing at the dog while people are still sitting in the chairs behind the dog.
Sure. Question.
The wounded
question,
officer.
Ron.
Yes.
After somebody shoots you and they walk up to you and say, "You good?" How would you answer that question?
I'm going to say, you know what? I'm not great. I was better 30 seconds ago before you shot me. So the officer was taken to Grant Medical Center with non-life-threatening injuries and is expected to recover. The dog wasn't so lucky. It was surrendered to Franklin County Animal Control and was euthanized. And its owner got hit with charges for failing to control a nuisance animal and failing to license/vaccinate it. As for the actual domestic dispute that kicked the whole thing off, handled on the spot, no arrest, nobody facing charges. So to recap, a woman getting chased by her daughter over a secret boyfriend led to a police shootout with a dog that ended with a cop in the hospital.
Okay. Wow.
I'm going to go on a limb and say not hiring the best and the brightest in Columbus.
No, well, I mean, it seems like there's a lot of government agencies that are giving handguns out to people who are signing up now and probably should be getting a little bit extra training.
I mean, guy literally is lucky that he didn't shoot and kill somebody.
You good? You good?
You good?
You good? You good?
Let me just fire randomly at this dog while people are behind him. You good?
I'm not good. I'm not good. Oof.
I am wounded. That's what I am.
Yes.
All right. Next up, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer was mid-speech Tuesday, tearing into Trump's handling of the Iran war when live on C-SPAN, an unmistakable sound rang out through the chamber. We have this video. You do need to listen somewhat closely, but see if you can hear the noise that everybody is referring to.
A complete investigation that's independent. Now on Iran and the NDAA. When all the Trump administration, and we need a complete investigation that's independent. Now on Iran and the NDAA. When all the Trump administration
okay, I'm going to say this. We are two white males in our 50s laughing.
We still laugh.
Laughing at the sound of some guy just farting. Oh, does that make me happy? Oh, my God. Because at that age, they're all wet. That guy has not had a dry fart in a decade.
Without a doubt.
So
the clip, first grabbed by the blaze, exploded with the Staten Island Young Republican Club tweeting, "Sounds like the wind of $11 billion, leaving your city and state under failed Democratic leadership." And Charlemagne the God devoting a whole Donkey of the Day segment on the Breakfast Club to it, dubbing Schumer a butt trumpet and using it to make a broader crack about aging lawmakers refusing to leave their seats. Again, I think when you have reached the age where incontinence is a word, maybe it's time to hang it up and let some younger people run the government.
I have a tendency to agree with you on that.
Really? That's rare.
What? No, I believe we should have age limits. I believe once you hit like 55, you should not be able to be in the government. There's too
All
much.
right.
We need more youthful energy. We need independent people in our government who, we can vet their family members, make sure that everybody is out there to really just want what's best for this country.
All right. Brian, I know you are a huge fan of Tulsi Gabbard, former director of
Sure.
National Intelligence.
That's my
Well, her
lady.
brother, Batardi Gibbard, age 55, was arrested and charged with second-degree custodial interference after Honolulu police said he approached multiple children, including a 9-year-old boy, at a Waikiki hotel pool on July 12th and offered them gum and money to come back to his hotel room with him. He reportedly asked the kids for their names and wrote them down in a notebook before the kids refused and he walked off. A 42-year-old woman who witnessed it reported it to the police. This comes amid what his family describes as a serious mental health crisis. His father, Hawaii State Senator Mike Gabbard, said his son had been smoking pot and started acting erratically, gave his car away to a homeless person, lost his ID and phone, renamed himself Batarti, and also Jim Morrison Jr., believing he was a rock star, and was ultimately taken to Queens Hospital for a psychological evaluation and admitted for a 72-hour hold, during which he reportedly told doctors his blood work would come back positive for cocaine and other drugs. His wife of nearly 10 years, Kimberly Gabbard, filed for a protective order the day before the pool incident, citing a psychotic break and previous diagnoses of bipolar disorder with psychotic features. He was separately arrested days earlier on unrelated theft charges and pleaded not guilty. His case is set for an August court date, while no date has been set yet for the custodial interference charge.
So this guy's having a time, I guess. Talk about a week.
He's going through it right now.
Yeah. I mean, listen, his sister-in-law or sister?
I think his actual blood relative.
His actual blood sister has just been kicked out of the Trump administration. Obviously, he has lost that access to the seat of power, and he's not handling it well.
And it just goes to show you how genetics is such a roll of the dice. Like Tulsi, former presidential candidate, ambassador, national security chairwoman, and this guy is trying to pick up 9-year-olds poolside with some Bazooka Joe and change.
He was just trying to get them off the street so he could preach the gospel to them. Let's not
to teach them the good word.
Of course. Listen, there are 10 commandments, and they are to be taught in hotel rooms.
Are they? That is the way you say it is somewhat disconcerting.
It's almost believable.
Brian, we have yet another update on the J.P. Morgan sex slave lawsuit. As you remember, Chireu Rana, former J.P. Morgan banker who filed suit claiming executive Lorna Hajdini sexually assaulted him and forced him into a sex slave dynamic while they worked together. He just got a ruling letting his case move from New York State court to federal court. His legal team pushed for the switch, and trial attorney Rich Schoenstein says that could actually help Rana. The state court judge hadn't been ruling in his favor on much, except ironically for this exact decision, which also came with some compensation for attorney's fees. But there are a couple catches here. Moving to federal court means Rana will likely have to file under his real name instead of the John Doe pseudonym the state court allowed him. And federal discovery rules could force him to hand over more information to the other side than he'd have to in state court. Hajdini, for her part, continues to deny every allegation and filed her own countersuit, accusing Rana of running a month-long campaign to smear her with fabricated claims for personal enrichment. Insiders say Rana turned down a reported $1 million settlement offer for J.P. Morgan because he is holding out for north of $20 million. Brian, I know you've been following this case very closely. He didn't seem to have much of a case on the state level. Do you think going to a federal level helps out at all?
I don't believe so. I think this is just I mean, I don't believe there's going to be new evidence. I don't believe I imagine the criteria for a federal case is even higher. It's, this thing has backfired on him so many different ways. I think this was something where he probably thought he could score a 8-figure settlement right off the bat because J.P. Morgan would not want to bring upon it this negative publicity. They basically told him to go fuck himself. He took it to court and has basically been ruined. I can't imagine he's hireable whatsoever. So,
and
yikes.
You would also think his attorney is hopefully making sure he pays his bills on time, because this is not a case you're going to take on contingency. Like you gotta make that money.
Correct. And not only that, remember, didn't he say some nasty things about his girlfriend or wife?
Well, so he attributed some pretty racially insensitive comments about his wife to that were said by Hajdini. Obviously she's denied. All that. So got to be interesting in that house right now.
Oof, I imagine, because she's gonna look at him and be like, "You made it up, and that's what you went with." Like,
that's what you went with.
Yeah, that's right.
Brian, I know you are the senior art correspondent for the Cult of Ron and Brian podcast.
Sure.
This should excite you to know that Sicilian-born 35-year-old New York resident sculptor Sergio Fernari is set to unveil a life-size statue of Charlie Kirk depicted in a sweatshirt reading "Freedom" and holding a microphone in Times Square on September 10th, timed to the exact minute, 2:23 p.m., marking 1 year since Kirk was fatally shot at Utah Valley University. Hard to believe it's almost been a year. Brian,
wow.
would you like to see how the statue turned out?
Of course, I definitely want to see it.
Drink it in for a minute.
Why is he wearing shoulder pads? Because no human being's body is shaped where their neck comes down, and then it is a straight horizontal line with a 90-degree down to from the shoulders. How soon until some type of phallus is covering that microphone?
So he built the current version out of a metal frame and industrial resin, though he says he eventually wants a permanent stainless steel version that can withstand vandalism. To your point, which is already a real concern, since Fernari says he's received threats over the project and has posted videos daring critics to, quote, come and destroy it. Well, that just means it's going to get destroyed.
Correct. Yes. I mean, if it does end up in Times Square, I will be bringing a cup of urine to throw at it.
So he calls Times Square the center of the universe and says he wants it to give supporters a little bit of peace or harmony. He says he's inviting Kirk supporters, family, and friends to gather at the unveiling. I would. It's going to be such a shit show, that unveiling.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing, we tapped on it earlier. The only thing that would make it a worse location than New York would be Philadelphia.
You're not wrong. I'd like to say you are, but you're not wrong.
Philly would cover him in onions with whiz and some Cooper Sharp, he would just be covered in it. Ooh, Erica
just a little
Kirk
whiz with
there.
some water ice.
Water. Yeah, no, this is. Let's face it. We've seen some terrible statues of late. Wasn't there like a Ronaldo or a Ronaldinho, which was?
I was going to say this reminds me of the. I think the Ronaldo one, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Just truly terrible. Yeah, it was Cristiano Ronaldo.
And like the hue of the skin, like he looks like jaundiced. Like it's all his skin's yellow on this. Well,
that could be the urine. That could be the urine that they've tested, that they've already pre-thrown on him, just to make sure
it would make sense
discolor anymore.
If you're worried about it getting peed on, he's like, let me just make him yellow right off the bat, since he's eventually going to turn that color.
This way it's a beautiful thing.
All right, next up, Brian. I know you are a big fan of Boozy Badass going back in the day. He is
my
a
boy.
rapper, real name Torrance Hatch. He reportedly paid $600,000 to political operatives Jacob Wohl and Jack Berkman, the same duo, coincidentally, that pled guilty to telecom fraud back in 2022 over an Ohio robocall scheme discouraging mail-in voting. They got paid 600 grand by Boozy to lobby President Trump for a pardon on his federal felon in possession gun charge ahead of sentencing. According to Boozy, the pair talked like they had Trump on speed dial and made it sound like a done deal, even dropping names like Erica Kirk and House Speaker Mike Johnson as supposed backers of the pardon push. Both of these camps have since denied any involvement. A Johnson spokesperson specifically denied any connection, and reps for Erica Kirk reportedly says she wasn't even aware of who Boozy is. No pardon ever came, and now Boozy's lawyers have filed for arbitration, demanding a $300,000 refund, stating a clause in his retainer contract requiring partial repayment if a pardon wasn't secured by a certain date. Wohl and Berkman say the clause was never actually agreed to and are trying to get the case tossed, with Berkman telling Billboard, quote, "In 30 years of lobbying, I doubt we have ever done more work or harder work," and pointing out that Boozy's own related arrest of a violent crime charge in Texas this year made the pardon push a lot tougher. Is this not just like a microcosm of everything that's wrong with government and the legal system?
Listen, we have said it before. I do not understand why a pardon is still a thing here anymore.
Right.
There have just been so many examples, and the very concept of it is that these are criminals who have gone through the criminal system. They've been found guilty. They have been sentenced. And you've got somebody in power, whether it's a governor or a president, that just sits there and goes, you know what? Let's forego all of that nonsense. I'm just going to let you go scot-free. Makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah. I mean, there are some cases where you can say, like, someone was locked up for 30 years for a marijuana charge. All right, maybe that person can get out. But the fact that, you've got these extraordinarily wealthy people just throwing cash out there to say, hey, I don't feel like doing my jail time. Here's 600 grand to, get me the hell out of here.
Yeah, just wild to me.
And then he catches another case while he's waiting for a pardon.
Does he really? What a boob. Sorry.
Next up, Brian. Hilton fires an employee who sent a racist slur to WNBA's Chelsea Gray after the Las Vegas Aces 109-75 blowout loss to Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. Aces guard Chelsea Gray posted a screenshot to her Instagram story of an Instagram DM she received containing a racial slur, and the sender's username and profile photo were visible right there in the screenshot. Internet sleuths quickly traced the account and noticed the guy's own photos showed him wearing a Hilton Grand Vacations name tag with the company tagged multiple times. Gray captioned the post, "People act like we just make this shit up," and the audacity to tell us as athletes to just shut up and dribble. Hilton Grand Vacations confirmed the next day that the employee no longer works there, saying in a statement, quote, "His behavior was in violation of multiple company policies and does not reflect our company's value in any way." The Aces organization thanked Hilton for acting fast, saying in a statement it unequivocally condemns the hateful and racist messages recently directed at Chelsea Gray.
Ron, you work in the hotel industry. Is this hate speech? Is this hate speech kind of par for the course?
I don't believe it is. I think hate speech is par for the course, regardless of the industry, Brian.
Oh, so it's not just specific to the hotel industry, because that's the vibe. Not. That's the vibe I've picked up on.
And technically, this wasn't even the hotel industry. Hilton Grand Vacations has been spun off from Hilton. It's actually it's a timeshare company now, Brian.
Oh, so you're trying to distance yourself even further from them. Okay.
It is always funny to see how people will comment or DM anything on the internet these days without realizing how easy it is
I know.
to be found. Like that,
know.
I don't know about
It's
you.
wild.
I love seeing those TikToks where people will be like, "Oh, I bet you can't, find who I am," and they'll just put like a very random picture up, and people will be like, "Oh, you're in
This you?
hotel room 327
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Waikiki Hilton."
Yeah. Or they'll just be like, "Is this you?" And it'll be a picture
Yeah.
of that guy with his family. It's just wild. Absolutely wild. Do you think he lost money on the game? Like, what would elicit so much anger that you would feel compelled to pick up your electronic device, go to Instagram, find the player, and then send them a message that includes hate speech? Like, what would bring that up? Why would you feel so compelled to do this?
Word on the street is, he had taken aces plus 18, obviously not expecting that big a blowout. And, you lose a $5 bet, you get a little salty.
Oh, don't tell me. I know that.
Did
I
you
know
finish that beer finally, Brian?
I just knocked it out. How are you doing on yours?
That's all that I have left. Let me just.
Oh my God, this thing is so bitter. I don't understand how people drink this nonsense. Well, at least we're both. But take it down. Take it down.
Oh, horrible.
Horrible. Oh, that's disgusting. Oh, Ron, may I ask you a question?
Questioning all my life choices right now. Yes,
No,
sir.
I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
What are you watching?
Well, obviously, I was watching the All-Star game earlier this week, but
course.
also watched the new Cape Fear series on Apple TV, a retelling of the story from. There was two movies, right? There was the
Gregory Peck, I
one
think,
with,
was in the original. I think
So
Gregory
they
Peck
have
was
kind
in the
of,
first.
I think, updated it a bit for the 21st century. But so who was in it? Let me look. It was Javier Bardem, Amy Adams, Patrick Wilson, Juliette Lewis shows up in there. I got to admit, I enjoyed it. It was
Really?
eight episodes, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, is there? No, there's one more episode. I'm sorry. There's 8 episodes so far. It drops every week. So new episode comes out on the 24th.
Good.
My only beef, if you will, with this show is Amy Adams, Patrick Wilson are a couple. They're both lawyers. They make the dumbest decisions that you would think anybody in law would not make, as far as trying to, Javier Bardem plays the Robert De Niro role of Max Cady, but plays it very well, like extremely creepy, but does it in a very low key way. So I would recommend you check it out.
I will do so.
And I
know me, I like modern remakes of shows that have already been done perfectly. I enjoy that.
Susan's been watching crap on Netflix, and I just kind of sit there and try to. There's a new Jennifer Garner show out there that she's been watching lately, and I just kind of shut my brain
on
off
Netflix.
On Netflix. No, that's actually on Peacock. I'm sorry, my bad. But Brian,
like Peacock,
what are you watching?
Okay, so finished watching the World Cup, watched all the quarterfinals, the semifinals, watched the finals. So it's kind of weird to think that the next time we'll have another World Cup, we will have a different president in America. It's very odd, obviously, God willing. But watch the World Cup, knock that out. What else I've been watching? There is, I watched Project Hail Mary with Ryan Gosling.
Great movie. You did not like it, I take it.
What are you, fucking 12? It was
I bet your wife
it was a
loved that
children's
movie.
story. No, I don't believe so. You want me to go?
Really?
I can go ask, but I don't think she liked it. Hey, babe. Let's find out. See if she could.
I personally enjoyed it.
You think
I
so?
thought it was.
I felt like I was watching
a
a
lighthearted,
lighthearted. Yes,
watch.
It was a children's movie. Did you like that Ryan Gosling movie that we watched?
No.
She said no.
All right.
Didn't like it. Good answer. Ron liked it. I felt like it was a children's movie, and I'm not going to give away the reveal. What?
Those funny bits.
Funny bits. Okay, now you're going further away from my argument. Love you. But it was I felt like I was watching a children's. I felt like it was like we were 3 degrees away from like a Pixar movie, where
3 degrees. All right.
where you've got Ryan Gosling's up in space all by himself, basically on a one-way ticket to some like distant star to try to figure out why all of the stars in the galaxy are dying. And then he befriends this cute little adorable spoiler alert, a stone creature that's like dancing and he's doing little moves and then he's repeating. Somehow he understands English right off the bat. And I know they're using some kind of wacky translation. Just stupid. It was embarrassing. It was like a children's movie. Horrible. What else I was watching? Lucky on Apple TV with Annette Bening and that weird looking girl. Don't know her name.
Anna Joy Taylor.
Weird looking.
Or Anna Taylor Joy. One or the other.
There was no joy. It's a show about a girl who's like a con man or a con woman. Excuse me. Don't want to misgender. And apparently she's her and her boyfriend steal some money. Then the boyfriend disappears on her, and now everyone's trying to track her down because they think she has the money. I think the first 2 episodes have come out. Let's see where it goes. I'll keep going. Also, there's a Larry David show called Life, Larry, and the something on HBO. The Pursuit of Happiness, I think it is. I'm loving it. Utterly loving it. The reviews, the other reviews that have been taking place in my house, like, why is he yelling? Why does he have to yell every scene? Always yelling, which is true. But it's just it basically it seems like he's got these little skits where he takes these snippets of American history, like the Boston Tea Party. And it was basically, he played a character who shows up during the Boston Tea Party and gets offended that he wasn't invited. Why was he not invited to it? And he just starts complaining about how he's fun at parties and it looks like a party. Just, I highly recommend it. Anybody who
so safe to say, if you're a Larry David fan, you will enjoy this show. If you're not a Larry David fan, you won't enjoy it.
Don't watch it. My lady, huge Larry David fan. She's like, I love that New York sense of humor. And then last but not least, I watched a very interesting documentary on Netflix, which I normally probably would not have landed on, but it is called, hold on, I clicked the wrong tab here. The Truth and Tragedy of Mariah Wilson is the story of a young, I want to say early 20s, and she is a gravel racer. So she's riding on natural roads, parks, whatnot. And she's from, I want to say, Vermont, New Hampshire, whatnot, one of those states up there. And she basically befriends this other rider and then is found shot to death. Life taken away tragically early. And then it's about the police investigation to try to figure out who did it. And once they identify who did it, the wacky way the story leads. Probably would have skipped right over it, but I was looking for something like an hour and a half long, and it was on Netflix. So I was like, you know what, a documentary on Netflix, I'll give it a shot. The Tragedy of Mariah Wilson.
Was it
I
good?
give it a 2. I highly recommend it.
All right, there you go. Well, back to the news, Brian. Over the 4th of July weekend, Caitlin Tracy, age 33, a Canadian citizen living in Asbury Park, New Jersey, who entered the U.S. on a passport in 2024, allegedly confronted a group of 14 girls on the Point Pleasant Beach boardwalk, some of who were wearing patriotic colored sweatpants emblazoned with Trump and ICE. Court documents say Tracy recorded herself on her phone as she yelled at them, then slapped one of the girls across the face and body. The victim, whose age and was redacted in court filings, wasn't injured. Surveillance video captured the entire thing, and after investigation, Tracy was identified and arrested on July 13th. charged with endangering the welfare of a child, simple assault, harassment, and obstruction. She was booked into Ocean County Jail, and from there was handed over to ICE custody and taken to the Delaney Hall Detention Facility in Newark, a site that's already seen months of clashes between ICE and protesters. Here she is in a photo with her husband, Matthew Geroni, who describes himself. Yes, great. Who he describes himself online as the clown of Asbury Park and posts video mocking Republicans. He posted a tearful video pleading for help getting her released without once mentioning the assault charges that got her there in the first place. He also set up a GoFundMe for her legal fees that he had to take down after a group of Trump supporters mass reported it.
Good. No offense. You can't go around smacking people.
Especially kids. Try not to hit kids. I mean, we get it. We understand it. Brian,
we get it.
Brian, you've often said to me that you are a proponent of child abuse, and you understand it.
No. I never said that I was a proponent. What I said was, I understand. I don't agree. I understand it. That's all. That's all I'm willing to say right now.
Maybe we'll understand this next story. This is Yashira Marie Maldonado, age 34, of Hialeah, Florida. She drove her 13-year-old daughter to the girl's grandmother's house on July 11th, wrapped a metal chain around the teen's wrists, and tied the other end to the fence outside, restricting her movement, then left her there in direct sun with no shade, no food, and no water, according to a police arrest report. She did leave behind a backpack with clothes, diapers, wipes, and medication before heading home, putting her phone on silent, and in the words of the arrest report, going to, quote, lay in bed and watch TV. While she was gone, she texted her mother that she'd just gotten fired from her job and that the teen was chained up outside. The grandmother found the girl and tried unsuccessfully to free her, but said she didn't call police herself because she was worried about being evicted by her landlord. Instead, she went and begged her daughter to come back and let the girl go. That's when police got involved and eventually questioned Maldonado directly. The teen was found in good health after about an hour chained up. Maldonado admitted to officers that she knew what she'd done, quote, looks bad and is wrong, but said she did it for the girl's own safety, specifically to stop her from running off, and that she'd simply been overwhelmed and needed a break from parenting. She's facing child abuse and neglect charges, posted a $10,000 bond, and is due back in court in September.
Ooh, that is a tough look.
It's not great. I mean, remember, I could see there was a time there where parents were like duct taping their kids and throwing them in a closet.
Sure.
Like that I get. I mean, at least you're not outside in the elements and everything else. Like,
think about it. When you were a kid, I remember you told me your mom drove you to Sears and made you work there.
My mother was a saint. How dare you?
That woman was an angel.
Her name. That's right.
That woman was an angel.
Next up, Brian, a naked Arizona man arrested for surfing on top of a moving train in Colorado. This is the mugshot of Daniel Ray Balance of Quartzsite, Arizona. He allegedly broke a window to break into a Union Pacific locomotive as it rolled through Sedgwick County, Colorado on July 15th. Then, fully nude, climbed onto the roof and rode the moving train, at one point blowing the horn to get people's attention and flashing stunned onlookers along the route. The Sedgwick County Sheriff's Office eventually took him into custody and booked him on a combination of felony and misdemeanor charges. Their Facebook post about the arrest leaned all the way into the absurdity of it. Quote, for those of you who had the unfortunate experience of seeing this gentleman surfing naked on top of a moving locomotive yesterday, I want you to know that he was arrested on felony and misdemeanor charges. They added that Balance told deputies that he loved, quote, vodka, beer, and playing the banjo, joking, unfortunately, we had to separate him from those loves and the train ride.
Oh, my God, that's hilarious. Why are there I guess there's a lot of substance abuse in this country. There's not much
without
a
a doubt.
damn thing we can do about it. But Jesus, that shit's scary.
Also ironic, his last name is Balance, and he was riding on top of a train. I feel like there's some sort of irony there.
There's wordplay in there. AI could have done it.
AI might have. They might have. Have you ever rode naked on a train, Brian?
No. I mean, I've showered on a train, but that was neither here nor there.
All right. Next up, Brian, KTLA reporter Rachel Menitoff was doing a live nighttime hit from Sherman Oaks about LA's lingering heat wave when a large cockroach landed on her shoulder mid-sentence and proceeded to scurry across her stomach, chest, and neck while she kept talking without so much as a flinch. We've got some of the video here that shows the cockroach just kind of crawling on her while she's doing the news report. Crazy. Like her anchors back in the studio were floored. One anchor, Megan Henderson, said, "There's no way I would have been able to keep going." Meteorologist Kirk Hawkins admitted that he was relieved it landed on the mic instead of her hair, adding, "Now we're all going to have nightmares about flying cockroaches."
Oh my God. The second they fly is when I just lose my shit. Like, as long as they're like on the floor and you could stomp them with a shoe or spray them with like hairspray and then stomp on them, I'm okay. The second that thing is seriously probably about 3 inches.
Oh yeah, it was not not a small one.
When those things go airborne, I have no level of pride that's going to keep me from admitting that I will scream like a child. Oh my God, that is nightmare sauce. The very definition of it.
Now, Brian, over the past couple of months during this Iran war, I know you have continuously shared with me TikToks of the pro-Iran Lego videos,
Of course,
that have attacked Trump and various people in our government. Just a wave of these AI-generated Lego-style videos.
Amazing
American leaders mocking Israeli leaders. So now there is a face behind these videos, Brian, and this is it's a US-based creator behind some of this content, identifying himself online as Mahdi Hamat, who posts as Persia Boy and calls himself a Lego journalist. His public LinkedIn reportedly lists him as having worked at Aurora Sinai Medical Center in Milwaukee as a neonatal transport nurse. If you have not seen some of these videos on TikTok, absolutely brilliant.
So clever, so utterly clever.
The entertainment from them.
Way better than anything CBS is putting out.
Oh yeah, I mean that's not
some of the best.
That's a
some of the best. Bar. And speaking of the best, Ron.
Yes.
What are we doing in about a half an hour?
We will be doing our, as we like to say, our After Dark, where if you are a Patreon subscriber, you can join us live at the $10 level. You get the live After Dark, which starts at 9:30. For $5, you get the audio afterwards, but $10 where it's at. You get the live video, and once a month, next Sunday, as a matter of fact, we have our pajama party where we invite our Patreon subscribers to come on to the Patreon and to compete in a trivia contest. Last month was Can You Beat Ron? Next week will be Can You Beat Brian? Hopefully, Brian, you can defend the honor of the podcast, which I failed to do in Can You Beat Ron last week.
I'll do a better job than you did, Ron. I'll do a better job. Listen, Patreon, just listen, people, you're watching, you're enjoying, you're listening, you're enjoying. Help the show out. Pay back some of the love. Join the Patreon as little as $5 a month. Chump change compared to what you're spending on worse areas right now.
All right. Let's sneak one more story in before we wrap up, because we do love Florida, and this is the story of 2 Florida school principals arrested for DUI hours apart in the same Jeep. Jennifer Jimenez, age 41, principal of Pinecrest Academy Tavares, and Christina Alcalde, age 45, principal of Pinecrest Lakes Academy, were coming home from a party in the early hours of July 5th when a Claremont police officer pulled over their white Jeep around 2 a.m. after seeing it drift in and out of its lane. Jimenez was driving. Alcalde was in the passenger seat. Body cam catches the officer telling Jimenez, quote, "Miss Jennifer, you consumed any alcohol today? Because I can smell it." Jimenez refused the field sobriety test altogether and was arrested for DUI and refusal to submit to a breathalyzer. Since Alcalde also wasn't fit to drive, the officer didn't tow the Jeep. He parked it nearby in a lot and had Alcalde take a rideshare home instead. It should have been the end of it, Brian, but instead, less than 3 hours later, around 5 a.m., the Lake County Sheriff's Office got a tip that Alcalde might be back behind the wheel of the same Jeep. An officer went to check the parking lot, and in fact, the Jeep was gone. They found her driving it on State Route 50, drifting into another lane, and pulled her over again. Alcalde told the officer she was just trying to bail Jimenez out of jail, saying, like, "I'm not meaning to do anything wrong. I'm way better." She was given a field sobriety test this time and arrested for DUI and refusal to submit to testing as well. Both women were booked into Lake County Jail and released on $2,000 bond each. Both have pleaded not guilty to all charges. Naturally, their arrests have sparked plenty of concern in the school communities they lead.
How soon until the stories of them having sex with male students come out? How long?
I figure it's that or an OnlyFans, one or the other.
Ooh, the OnlyFans. Maybe the woman on the left. By the way, Miz was taken out after 4 innings with only 6 Ks.
Baseball is just brutal. Second half starting off very rough for us from a wagering standpoint.
Ooh,
well, only one thing we can do, Brian.
Patreon?
We wrap up this episode and we get ready for a great episode of After Dark.
Let's do it, buddy.
All right. Anything else before we get on out of here?
Nope. Love you. Thank you all for joining us.
All right. Thank you, folks. We will catch you next Sunday night.
Takes rising, orders given. Once you're in, you're never leaving.